guys, and welcome back to my channel. So first I'm going to start off, I'm using the Nubian 1 palette in that orange color. I like this on lighter skin tones because it's not a deep orange and it just like complements their skin tone better. And then I'm going to be taking a brown from the Masquerade palette. I actually used 2 browns from the Masquerade palette, I believe, and I'm just going to deepen up her crease. And this is just like a simple gold look because she was a bridesmaid for a wedding. So I just wanted to, it's like I always do, like golds, you know, kind of neutral bronze colors on the eyes. And as you guys see, I'm taking this gold, it's like a soft gold color for the lid of her eye, and I'm just going to pack that on only onto like the first half of it, and then kind of blend the rest out with that brown shadow, just to give that like smoky effect. You can use black on the outer V if you want it to be really smoky, but if you want to keep it more daytime, then I would suggest like using a brown a few shades darker than your skin tone. And I'm just going to clean up any excess fallout eyeshadow and create a wing liner, nothing too dramatic. I like to use the liquid liner on the actual lid, and to create the wing I use the Maybelline gel liner, and it's easier for me when I have my clients keep their eyes open and look in the opposite direction that I'm going to create the wing, because it kind of maps out how, so like the wing kind of flows with their natural eye shape, you know. And then once I have it down, I have them closed so I can make it even. And I like to clean it up with concealer just to give that really clean, sharp wing liner look. And it looks a little sloppy, well, the concealer on the outside makes it look sloppy, but once you put the foundation on, you can't see. And she does have oily skin, and so I will be using this Becca matte primer, and I'm taking this NYX concealer palette, and I'm using this green because green cancels out red. It's like they're opposite on the color wheel, and I'm going to apply this everywhere where she has the red on her face, and that is a sunburn. And you don't have to use a lot, like you just, a little goes a long way, because it's like you want to make sure that it doesn't make your foundation turn green. So you want to just use a little bit, enough to cover it, you know, to kind of cancel it out, but not too much, because you don't want it to seep through the foundation once you do apply the foundation. So I'm going to pat that into her skin, and I'm using my AJ Crimson palette, my favorite foundation hands down. I'm using that foundation, and then it was kind of light, so I used that as like the base. And then to neutralize this color, I did apply a little, just a little bit of the Graftobian, my foundation palette from Graftobian, just to kind of neutralize that color so it wasn't so light, you know. So once I mix them together, it gave me the perfect shade of her skin tone. So if it looks So once I'm done like blending out the foundation, just to get that perfect color, I will contour her face. And she did specify like that she wanted like a deep contour, you know, like a defined one. So I'm just going to make sure like that contour really just hugs her cheekbone. And of course, this is also going to bronze around the perimeter of her face, so she doesn't just like, it gives the face dimension, you know, when you bronze up the outer perimeter of it. So, but I am going to sculpt out the cheeks, and I will be blending that out with the kabuki brush. It kind of gives me more control and keeps it where it's at. And then I will of course be doing her nose contour, because she did say how she wanted her nose to be a little slimmer. But yeah, the kabuki brush gives me more control when I'm blending it out. The product doesn't move so much. It kind of stays where it's at. It just blends it out, you know. So and I like to use it because I can use the tip of it to really keep that really sharp contour look, you know, of the cheekbone. So now I'm going to highlight her face. I believe I'm using porcelain, and this is like a good color for her to give her that highlighted look and that bright look. And so I'm just going to highlight, you know, all in the center of her face to bring back that light, to counteract the contour, the dimension that the contour is going to give. And when I blend it out, I like to make sure that the beauty blender is clean and all the way wrung out so it doesn't pick up any of the concealer, because sometimes if the beauty blender is too wet, it will pick up the concealer and then it can make your makeup look blotchy. So when it's really damp but dry at the same time, that kind of makes the concealer stay where it's at. And then you do get like really harsh lines, so I like to like blend all that together at the end using my kabuki brush and the beauty blender, like simultaneously. Like, you know, I go back and forth, like I just utilize all the tools. Like, it's like makeup brushes and makeup is really, they're really like tools, you know. So it's like you do whatever works, you kind of just play around with it and figure out what tools you need and what tools work best for you. And then to set her makeup, I'll be using the Mercier translucent setting powder. So first I'm going to set it, just press it all into her skin, and then after that I'm going to apply a little extra, as you guys see I'm doing right now, so she can bake, since she said her skin is oily. And this will kind of just help that makeup really lock in so it'll last all day, you know, especially since she's going to be at a wedding. You want to make sure that it's going to last all day long. It's hot in Vegas right now, so you just want to give it that extra protectant from baking. And then I'm going to bronze up the outer perimeter of her face. It's a bronzer from MAC. I can't think of the name. But then I'm going to contour using a smaller, more defined contouring brush to really give her that structure that she needs in her cheekbones. And I'm going to carve it out to clean it up. And I like to wrap it around the cheekbone so you really get that, like, it looks as if the cheekbone is really, like, you know, gives it that extra structure. But what was I going to say? That contour palette that I use, I got it at like TJ Maxx for like $4, and it's so good. It's like the Anastasia one, and I really like those brushes from Real Techniques. Like, they're really good affordable brushes. Like, I love the foundation brush, like the whole little set. They're all good brushes. But I'm just going to be applying her lashes. She had these lashes that she wanted me to use, so I put them on her, and they were so nice. I did have to cut them because they were too long for her eye. So don't be afraid to cut your lashes, like, if it's too long. Like, I feel like it's like this, and it's like, no, I don't want to cut it, I want the whole thing. But it's like, it looks better if you cut it and match it to your eye shape. But I'm just going to blend away that excess powder, and then make sure that it's all blended together, that there's no harsh lines between the highlight and the contour, while still making sure she still has that structure in the contour. But you just want to make sure everything blends out seamlessly together. And then I'm just going to be highlighting her face using the I'm like ahead of myself, but yeah, I'm gonna highlight using the Anastasia, the Gleam, the sun dip, there you go. And I can't think of the colors that I used, but they were the lighter ones. I just didn't use the brown one. Then I'm going to set her makeup. I use Fix Plus so she doesn't look powdery, and then I use the Skindinavia one for the bridal one, the bridal spray. Then I used the oil control one. And then she wanted a red lip, which I feel was so classic and looks so pretty. I don't have a red lip liner. I didn't have it on me at the time, so I just use a brown, because the brown will still give it that like defined look. And then I'm just using the Sephora liquid lipstick, and it's so good. This is like it's like a really good formula. I love the way that it's formulated. But once I'm done, I'm just going to apply mascara at the bottom of her lashes, and of course clean up the lipstick. But other than that, that pretty much completes the look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you learned something. Let me know what else you guys would like to see, and thank you guys for your continuous support, and I will see you in my next video.